My garden is an absolute shithole at the moment, but not as much of a shithole as I was expecting. Come with me, we'll have a look and I'll explain. Are you coming? Are you coming? No? Okay. By the way, this episode is a good reminder that not everybody's garden is beautiful and well kept all the time. That sometimes life gets in the way and all the forces of the natural world conspire to destroy all of our hopes and dreams as gardeners for multiple seasons in a row. No, I'm not okay, but I'm already in therapy, so let's just add gardening disappointment to the list. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, I've got to deal with it soon too, because they're all going to go to seed. Ah, motherfucker. Look at this shit. How do I deal with that? I don't want that to go. Oh my god. Oh, at least there's a lemon ready. Look how big that lemon is. Like fucking. How's my hand for scale? What is this even? Oh, I don't know. It's just things. Oh no, look at all those. This guy's all finished. Thank God that's a perennial. So the most apparent reason that our garden looks like shit is that we abandoned it for 5 weeks. We've been away visiting family and had a house sitter in to look after the cats. But she was already very accommodating on our requirements for the cats and maintenance of the indoor plants and the onion seedlings that we really didn't want to push the envelope by asking her to do outdoor garden maintenance. And for some reason we decided not to pay anybody to do it either. I need a bucket. The second reason that our garden looks like a dumpster fire is because we've spent the last 6 months before we went on holidays spending every weekend trying to get the house into a livable state for said house sitter and for a forthcoming house guest. This meant that we had barely enough time to do the minimum mowing and weed management, let alone growing. Ooh, satisfying getting that out from a cobbler's peg. Where are you attached to? Where are you in the ground? You're doing very well. You're looking very healthy considering. Come check this out. Considering nobody's done anything with these for the past 5 weeks and how not good how much it is clinging on to life with the tiniest little base of the plant there. These are doing a bit alright. We even got... Well, I'm sure I just saw some pods on here. Did I see some pods on here? Yeah, look. I even got some snow peas. I do want to put these up, but now that I know that they're maybe not in their healthier state, I don't want to stress it out too much. So maybe let's just do a little bit. La. We can figure this out. Yeah, I know. Everybody calm down. It's fine. Okay, so the dream is that these will now like grow over. Hopefully. We'll see. The fact that they're growing at all is pretty exciting to me. Hey! Got one cat out on the balcony and a kurrajong on the salad table. Let me see if I can get this for you. Bird. Cat. Cat does not give a fuck. I'm actually extremely proud of him. He doesn't usually come that far out of the house. I think this is going to take a little longer than I was expecting. Oh my god, this is more difficult than separating Christmas lights. What even is that? Observe and behold my mustard plant. Observe and behold more mustard plants. Observe and behold. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't be mean to him. Observe and behold more mustard. More mustard. Our mustard is everywhere. Oh god, as are the tomatoes. Speaking of volunteers, This cucumber and this cucumber, absolute volunteers and really shouldn't be growing at this time of year. But when we got home 2 days ago, I harvested 4 pawn-sized fruits off there. And so we've been eating some delightful Asian salads with that. Third and most infuriating reason for this absolute wasteland of a backyard suburban homestead is Mother Nature. I usually wouldn't be mad at other women because I'm a girl's girl, but I'm pretty mad at her for the last 2 seasons. Summer and winter, I've been pretty mad. At the beginning of spring, we were so smug about thinking that we had sorted out our fruit fly problem. Little did we know that this was going to be one of the worst seasons we ever had for pests. Like the beginning of the season, grasshoppers, shake a marigold bush and watch them fly. I've been led to believe that marigolds are supposed to deter pests, but I'm skeptical because the amount of grasshopper reproduction that has occurred in our marigold bushes is unbelievable. Marigold make them randy. I don't know if without the marigolds we would have had the same grasshopper population in the crops that we're trying to grow, and by having the marigolds just attracted them to the marigolds rather than in the crops that did actually succeed, or the marigolds are in fact the nature that they want to be in, and so we've attracted and encouraged breeding of grasshoppers by providing the exact habitat that they want for it. And I think I kind of don't really want to know. Now the reason that we were actually over at this bed is because, do you think the grasshoppers were the worst of it? Absolutely not. This bed and that bed and that bed were full of brassica seedlings, and they've actually been full of brassica seedlings several times during winter. Because after grasshoppers, the next and still prevailing issue was greenhouse cockroaches. When I tell you that we've done everything that I can think of to manage these greenhouse cockroaches, I am out of ideas. We have covered the beds in plastic. We have tried flooding them out and manually dispatching them as they come to the surface because they don't like the water. We have tried growing our seedlings out longer in trays so that they get stronger and bigger before we transplant them. We have tried sprinkling diatomaceous earth. Nothing has worked. And we just come out the next day after doing some planting and realise that our hand-reared babies have been cut down in their prime like budding Jedi. And that was why we have 1, 2, 3, 4 completely empty beds that are worth several $100s each because we just can't freaking grow anything. Although, somehow, the volunteers that grow from seed, so at their most vulnerable, are in the bed, just thrive, and I don't get it. Luckily, the kookaburras and kurojongs have, to an extent, realised that there is a tasty buffet existing of cockroaches in those beds, and they do visit us and have a little bit of a root around in there, which is actually very good because we don't have chickens, and that would have been the next thing, is to dispatch a chicken into a bed in a cover and let it root around and try and get the cockroaches itself, but even that wouldn't have been guaranteed. And so all that to say is that our next course of action is going to be trying to plant seedlings inside toilet rolls to create like an actual physical barrier between the seedling stem and surface access, but also if we plant the toilet roll partially down below the soil line, will that stop them from being able to like come from the soil up? And I don't know, but we are still full of baseless gardening optimism, or delusion, you might say. Why do we do this to ourselves? It's certainly not to save money. Why didn't I bring a bucket out? While we're on complaining about Mother Nature, we are supposed to have hot, wet summers where we live. Do you think that we had a sufficient amount of rainfall this summer? Yeah, nah. Do you think that our irrigation continued working all summer long? Also, nah. Do you know how difficult it is to hand water all of these beds in summer by two people who are prone to forgetfulness. Yeah, that was a bit of a tough one. We did have 3 sets of carrot plantings that were unsuccessful, probably not based on watering, maybe based on seeds being old, but the same outcome, no carrots, so it doesn't fucking even really matter. Oh, son of a... Ugh. I thought that was going to be a satisfying weed pull. Absolutely not. To be fair, we did have a very good summer with pumpkins, and we definitely have more than 10 and maybe up to 20 pumpkins stashed away upstairs in all the little nooks and crannies, waiting for me to learn how to pressure can so that I can put those up and then they don't rot inside our house and waste basically the only crop that we managed to grow in the last year. Aside from all of those failures, the weeds are taking over again, the shed is full of huntsman spiders, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get a bit snaky in there, but it's better not to think about these things. This is going to be such a good before and after. One of the other reasons we got raised beds in the first place is because we're getting old and our backs hurt. So that's where we're at. I have major trust issues as a gardener. For the longest time I got confused between baby cobbler's pegs and dahlias, and I let way too many cobbler's pegs go in the garden thinking that they were dahlias, and oh my gosh, as if this isn't the result of that exact situation. This lemon, lime, this citrus just never seems to stop fruiting, so it never seems to be an appropriate time for pruning her. Maybe I should just ask the internet. Internet, do you know when I should prune this citrus tree despite its continual fruiting? Okay, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely much better than it was. And I don't think we have any that are going to go to seed in there in the foreseeable. Ah, I lost my slide. So I think that's good. And I'm absolutely not dressed or in a position to deal with the ones that have already gone to seed because they're going to stick to my jumper. Anyway, there have in fact been a few successes. The pineapple bed has survived and actually established itself, which I'm not mad about at all. All of our perennial herbs have survived and come back, and I tell you what, my sage is looking handsome. You'll never hear me complain about having nasturtiums for weed suppression. All the effort that we went to in putting down wood chip on the pathways has actually also succeeded. We've got very, very few instances of weeds coming out on the edges, and I think I can probably deal with those pretty quickly. There's even kind of a few opportunities for cut flowers that I might be able to take inside to remind myself that it's not so bad to be back from holidays. Let's not talk about the bougainvillea. She's a little worse for wear. We probably just need a little bit of a prune. Pruning makes everything better, right? I always thought that cutting a fringe would make my life better, so maybe pruning the plant is not the way to go. For another success, this bed looks like a failure, but it's in fact full of potatoes that are due for harvesting. I'm looking forward to that. Hello. Hello. Yes, slutty. So, despite my best efforts, I can't in fact be all complaints because the garden really has looked after herself in a lot of places, considering the absolute abuse and neglect that we have put her through. So, now that we have mostly finished work on the house for an extended period of time, we actually have some time to get back out in the garden, and hopefully there'll be more successes than failures going forward. So, subscribe, come along and see us with our baseless optimism, and we'll either succeed or I'll be crying in my suburban backyard. Thanks for hanging out, and see you soon. I should be paying a bit more attention for snakes at the moment, actually. La 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 la. I'm only wearing slides. Are you gonna eat some grasshoppers in my garden, bitch? I really love that. Through lack of watering. Oh, although now that I think about it, the DJ of the night, Fisher, is Australian, so maybe the warm-up DJ was doing a bit of a nod. That might have made more sense, Tracy. Anyway, regardless, I was very excited to hear Kylie on the dance floor. in Spain. My God. She is a monster.